Hi, everyone. Welcome to the fourth episode of Put It in Perspective, where we discuss new topics and have new life experiences. I'm Vignesh, and I'm joined by my two lovely co hosts.
Hi, I'm Sneha. Hey, I'm Smana.
In this episode, we have a lovely guest joining us. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Ella. I'm 18. I'm going to UCLA. I don't know what I'm gonna major in anymore.
Ah, that's fair. That's fair. Do you have any plans over the summer, Ella?
Leaving the country maybe, seeing some relatives.
Oh, yeah. Yes. All right. Now to the part everyone's been waiting for. Our hot takes. Okay. Who wants to go first?
I could go first today.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. I don't have the best one prepared for today, but okay. So my hot take is that we as a society should collectively just decide to no longer put bay leaves, star anise, cloves, and peppercorns in our food anymore. Okay? Because okay, this is a bay leaves, right? Do you guys have you guys had LaCroix before? Like the sparkling water? I think bay leaves are like the LaCroix of spices. Because there's like a ghost of a flavor, right? Like no one knows what a bay leaf tastes like, but you just have to like take it out of your food. Like it's just like inconvenient. And like I don't know if Ella, I don't know if you know what biryani is, but maybe Swada and Vignesh would know. Yes, no, but the thing with biryani is that it has so many like chunks of spices in it. Like you'll be eating like a spoonful of it, and then you'll pick out like a cinnamon stick, and then a star anise, and then a clove, like all consecutively in 3 different bites. So I think I don't know. I think my stance is pretty agreeable. I don't know. I think the only thing that would be able to convince me otherwise is like later generations would become too like soft when it comes to ingredients. But I don't know, just my personal opinion. Vignesh, did you catch what I was saying?
Yeah. I mean, I caught what you were saying, not the sense behind it, but I heard what you were saying.
Okay.
What do you mean by like they'll go soft if they have spices and like in their
No, I mean like if they from using those traditional spices, like then like posterity will think that like salt is spicy or something. But just like but yeah.
Are you saying you should use more spices, or are you saying you should take it away? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying we should not put it as much in our food. Like I think like things like bay leaves, right? Like no one really, or okay, unless you're like a chef or something. Like if you're like cooking for every day, I think you should be more intentional with how you're cooking and not just like do it because the recipe tells you to, right? So if we just like move away from these, I think, not as useful aromatics, then we'll become more intentional with our cooking. And maybe some people would become more confident in the kitchen. I don't know. I like developing this stance as I go.
So, but based on your definition, a McDonald's burger is better than biryani because it doesn't have spices in it. Like I wanna understand this. Like in the food scheme of the world.
Okay, I'm saying that biryani would be better without the aromatics. Like, I don't think they add that much.
Without the aromatics, it's just rice. Like, what's the biryani?
Spices are like the main thing, but like, so you wouldn't disagree that like when you're eating a spoon of biryani and then you get a peppercorn in your mouth, it's not like top 10 worst experiences.
Okay, I feel like this is very alienating to Ella. I'm not sure if she eats biryani a lot at all.
I mean, we don't like make it at home, but sometimes we go out and we get biryani, especially because the portions are really big, so you can like pack it for lunch the next day. I can't speak to like star anise and bay leaf. I actually like peppercorns, and like if I got like a peppercorn in my spoonful of biryani, like I wouldn't be too upset.
Really?
I like peppercorns.
Oh, yeah, okay. Okay.
I think of it like boba. Like when you drink boba and you have the boba, that's the peppercorn. It's the same thing. And then you just chew it and you swallow it. That's it.
No. There's a difference between boba, which we've discussed is entertaining, right? And these aromatics, which are overwhelming, I would say.
Mm.
Yeah. No, I think they add as much flavor as like
I was just gonna ask if you've had like Chinese food before because I'm probably not pronouncing it right, but like Sichuan Chinese food includes like peppercorns, and I really love like Sichuan peppercorns.
okay,
I don't know, even if you're all the food, like
yeah. I know what you're talking about, and I've had like dishes with that type of pepper in it, but I'm not gonna try to pronounce it. And like that, like it adds to the effects, right? Because like I think it's like a numbing sensation that a lot of people like, and I think I kind of liked it too. But like, okay, like cinnamons. Okay, I guess it's like very specific then to like biryani. For context, I had biryani for lunch today too.
That's always the context. It's always something that happened 2 hours before the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, honestly, these are some of my personal. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll get to my thing later, but go ahead. What you were saying? No, my sister's just in the room with me, and she wants to say something.
Let her join. Come on. Bring a chair for her or something.
She doesn't want to be in the camera, but she just wants to say something. Oh, she disagrees with me.
That's all she wanted to say. No elaboration. That's that she just is okay. That's good.
I'm saying spices that.
That's what I'm saying. It's literally bully saw though. If you take away the spices, it's just rice.
No, the spices and aromatics are different things. Okay, maybe we can.
Were you not there during Middle Eastern where we did the spices and then Dr. Winter classified aromatics as the same thing as normal spices?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, then maybe spices and aromatics are the same thing. I don't know. But I feel like, I don't know. I don't think there's a purpose of keeping them in the biryani. Like put it in and take it out. It's really hard to remove it.
Have you ever eaten biryani without the peppercorns and the other spices? Like, just for a comparison.
I don't think so. I think that's just how it's served.
Okay. And you also enjoy the biryani. Like, just the rice part of the biryani, right? You enjoy that, right? Just take the peppercorn. Well,
Okay.
but the peppercorn is what adds to the taste of the biryani.
Exactly. Oh my god. Okay. Sorry, my sister's like throwing me off.
No.
Okay. No, I don't know. In my opinion, I don't think it adds that much to the flavor as like it takes away from the experience of like biting into it while you're eating it and like the effort of having to take it out. But just my take.
What do you think? Swati?
I think I have stuff to add about this. So I think what Snake was trying to get at is that when it comes to this stuff, it's like specifically the ones that like take a physical form in your food, like biryani, and it's like something you can bite into that kind of ruins it. Because like all the other spices, it's like mixed and you can't really like physically bite into that because it's literally just part of the food. But like these ones in particular, honestly, I personally agree. Because if you've ever like been trying to eat like fried rice or like some kind of dish, and then you like bite into something like a clove or something, that just kind of ruins it. So you have that taste in your mouth. Like, yeah, it adds to the flavor, but when you eat the thing itself, it just does not taste good. So then I think, honestly, I can't speak much as to how much flavor it actually adds, what it actually like does in its capacity as a spice or not. I don't know. I should probably learn how to cook first and like try stuff out with that and then see. But then, like, just from, like, a person who eats the food from that standpoint, from, like, the texture perspective, yeah, I don't think we should use it that much, because it kind of ruins the experience if you bite into it.
You know what I'm imagining? I'm imagining you guys ordering catering at Cheney Fusion. You know, the same way you go to McDonald's, you're like, can I have a burger with no pickles? You're like, can I have a whole box of biryani without any spices?
We're not saying get rid of all the spices, but it's like the ones that like have that physical thing, that the physical part in the dish, you know, it's just kind of unnecessary.
Hmm.
I love the view.
Yeah, like the hires. Sorry, I don't.
You're looking at little different.
Wait.
Now I like have a thing to prop my phone on it, so it's gonna be like.
That's
Okay, wait, I
perfect.
do. It's
That's
my-
perfect.
But the audio is a lot better.
It's perfect. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good. I think my computer is disagreeing with me. Wait. Can you grate it? Like, I've never made biryani before, so I wouldn't know. But like, are these spices something you can like grate into the food?
Okay, yes, this was something that I was going to propose. Like, why don't we just make all the spices into powders and then add them into the food?
Well, I think they have to be like freshly grated because I think some of them lose their freshness.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. But there's a way to not put them in big chunks in your food. And I thought it would add more flavor too if you were to grate it or pulverize it.
Yeah. That's fair.
All of our ancestors are just like shaking their head right now. Like, what does this world come to?
My ancestors are fine.
Yeah, your ancestors are fine. Our ancestors on the other hand.
I don't know. I think it might also be a generational thing. Like, I don't know if I'm like if the generations are getting easy or like lazier with how they consume food. I don't know, but like it might also be a thing of like sometimes I like to eat food more with a spoon, whereas my parents eat it with their hands, so it's easier to like separate out the spices with your hands than like a spoon. So it could also be a testament to how becoming more uncultured.
So I would add to that, it's like, it's funny how they would have probably an easier time separating, but they won't because, like you mentioned, it's a generational thing. Like my parents, they will eat all this stuff. If it's in there, they will eat it, right? Like they're used to eating these spices, but then like with us, even if we have like the capacity, even if we eat with our hands, we would have to have to separate it. Just like, I don't want to eat that. I guess it's also just like a pickiness thing. If you're a picky eater, you're like less inclined to eat it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's also important to consider the perspective of like most of our families, like before coming to America, they weren't that well off. So maybe they just view the peppercorn as like extra calories, you know? They can just supplement to their diet a little bit.
That's enough calories for that.
No, it's like every calorie counts, okay? When my dad was growing up in the village. So
Right. Okay. Good point.
no, it's not a good point. It's a point, but
Yes. Okay. I guess okay, what I'm also trying to get at with this is like I think we've convinced ourselves that these aromatics are adding more value than they actually are. Like I think they're partially a scam. Like they're just like there for the like visuals and like the
Yeah, the visual.
you see, back in the like 2,000 years ago when we were first making biryani, we just wanted to make it look good, okay? That's all that mattered to us.
Sarni's
It's really pretty.
It is.
yeah. Yeah, no, but I don't know. I think like if I okay, I understand how uncultured I might be sounding right now. And also I'd never cooked biryani like ever before in my life. So I don't know. But if okay, I'm just saying if I were to cook it, I think I would view adding these aromatics as a waste of time, in my personal opinion. But yeah, that's my thing.
You see,
Okay.
oh yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, okay, I was just gonna say I wanted to add the perspective because like I feel like this extends beyond biryani because like I've had like plenty of other dishes where it's like if I'll like try someone else's like cooking like outside at a party event or whatever, like I'm talking like Indian cuisine here.
And it's like, cause like my mom doesn't add it and like stuff that like there's like particular stuff she adds it to, right? But most of the time she doesn't. They'll like I'll like have other people's food and then they'll like add it, and then I feel like that also just kind of like demonstrates because like when I eat this food, I'm like, that really didn't add much. So I guess it does kind of like agree with Sneha's point that like it like the extent to which it really like changes the flavor profile of a dish and stuff should come into question, I guess. Sometimes it really just doesn't do all that much. Like some dishes are just better off without it.
Mhm. Yeah.
I would say a big part of making there's a lot of Indian dishes, right? There's like a chicken tikka masala and like carrots, right? Okay, she knew I was gonna say that, but no. But I feel like those are like normal Indian dishes. But I think we elevate and we put biryani on a pedestal. Would you guys agree? Like in the sense of like how it represents our culture and like the meticulousness that you put into making biryani. Would you guys agree? Part of making biryani isn't just about just trying to maximize efficiency about flavor. It's about the tradition of making biryani. It's like when you serve biryani to, let's say, a function or a party, part of it is showing like this is how dedicated I am to just giving you guys a good experience, because when you're making biryani, there's an assumption that you just put a lot of work into it, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So more than just the taste, I think putting the aromatics is to show a form of care and intentionality when you're making the food.
Okay. Oh, that's a good point. Okay, because I can relate. Because whenever someone comes over to our home, like the star dish that my mom always makes is biryani, and I think like the more spices that you put into it is like a testament to like the hominess of it, or what, like like exactly your point. So, oh, you're right. Um, okay, I guess. Okay, it's a very good point. Um, I would just say on an individual level, I
Just for Sneha Jiju, okay?
Yeah.
Do not put any spices. Just plain white rice. That's her best biryani.
no.
Just you like your biryani, Ella.
Really like it. I don't know if like yeah, I really like it. We had after mock trial was over, I think Tushar he brought over some biryani as like celebration. It was really good.
Nay. In your experience, have you ever like taken a bite of an unwelcomed aromatic well biryani?
I don't think so. I think if it was a clove or a star anise, I would be upset. But if it was a peppercorn, I would be fine.
Okay. That's fair. Okay. Does anyone else have anything else to add, or else we can move on to final thoughts, I think.
There's a lot more to add, but I don't feel like this is like, how dare you type of conversation. It's just like,
Yeah.
feel like this, and we're just sharing our opinion. So
Yeah.
I think this would be a good point to move on. What do you guys think?
Mhm.
Okay, all right. You want to share the final thoughts?
I agree.
Okay.
As a picky eater, like this is just like personally, as a picky eater, I don't want this stuff in my food. So yes, let's start using it less.
Okay.
Yes. I think alternatively, if I were to make biryani without the aromatics and the flavors were off, I would make an effort to pulverize aromatic the next time I were to make biryani. But then
That sounds like a threat. That sounds like a threat. You're gonna attempt to pulverize the spices.
Okay, but you made a good point of like, if someone's coming over, then I'm not gonna pull that, whatever that's that. I'm not gonna do that. So, yeah, but just like individually, I feel like that's my position.
Okay. Does Ella even have a take on this? Or like, I wasn't even sure.
I guess I don't know about in biryani, but like in other foods, I like the like whole spices. Like if I was gonna make apple cider or something, I'm not gonna like not put in the cinnamon stick. But like also those are foods where you take it out after you're done with them. So I don't know. I'm okay with like biting into whole peppercorns, but if I bit into a clove, I might end up very upset. So
She's not coming back to your house, Neha, if she has to do. Okay. Hmm. I feel like this is an interesting hot topic because sometimes, yeah, it does bother me too when I have to bite into a spice and it's like, why is this even there? But it also makes me appreciate the effort that someone went to making the dish because they didn't have to put the spice there. So yes.
You can appreciate the calories that you'll get.
Yes, yes, yes. Especially my previous generation, of course. You're right. Right. Awesome.
Okay.
Guys. Let's go next.
Okay, can I go next? Just because mine also is kind of another food debate thing.
Okay. We're all just picky eaters.
Okay, so I thought
It turns out.
my hot take is that Pop-Tarts are really overrated. They're not good. Pop-Tarts are not good.
have you toasted your Pop-Tart before?
Like it's been years, but I've probably had it like toasted like once or twice. Yeah.
But I feel like if you have a cold Pop-Tart, you can't like comment on how good it is because cold Pop-Tarts are kind of gross.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like eating untoasted sourdough bread. Yeah.
It's such a distant analogy. I feel like.
As you can tell, my dad gets sourdough bread every time he needs to get bread. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. For me, I would never like pick out top Pop-Tarts if I were like looking for snacks at the store. But also I just love like sweet things. So I mean I like Pop-Tarts. And I think they're good toasted. Like I think I've only had it like heated up like maybe once or something, but like I think they're good.
I think homemade. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I do think that Pop-Tarts should be considered like a breakfast food. I think that marketing is inaccurate.
Mm-hmm.
like a
Fair point.
oh yeah. Do you guys have a favorite Pop-Tart flavor?
Brown sugar cinnamon.
Oh yes, that one's so good. And then there's also a s'mores one that I like.
I couldn't even name a Pop-Tart flavor, until you guys did. So yeah.
Have you had a Pop-Tart?
I have, yeah, 100%. Like, yeah, I had a Pop-Tart before. I think an unexplored territory of this. I think homemade Pop-Tarts can just be amazing. Okay, there's a thing that's wrong with Pop-Tarts is either the frosting is too much or the breading is too much on the Pop-Tarts, even if you toast it. It feels like you're biting into dough. I mean, yeah, that's what bread is, but I feel like there could be better proportions. You can make it more crunchy and just feel like there's less frosting on it and just put some jam on it.
But I feel like the appeal of Pop-Tarts is convenience, right? So like if you spend time baking, I'm not gonna make Pop-Tarts, I'll make like a pie or something like that.
That's true. Yeah, make biryani. You're not gonna make Pop-Tarts. Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Okay, I'll go ahead. I think if you're eating Pop-Tarts, like you're signing up for the chemical aftertaste of it as well. Like it adds to the experience. So you feel like
Right.
like they're thinking about it and how many preservatives there are in it.
That's fair. Yeah. Like, yeah, no one's making a homemade McDonald's burger. Like, that's a good point.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know anybody who like really loves Pop-Tarts. It's just like a mediocre snack that you have when it's there.
Yeah.
See, I guess my point is that like you're not wrong. Honestly, because like no one really like gets passionate about Pop-Tarts. It just has like 10 boxes in their house at all times. So okay, I'm pretty sure someone does love them that much. They probably exist. But in general, I think in general though, just like still even considering the fact that those people just kind of have it as like a there it is snack. In society like we hype up Pop-Tarts too much. Like yeah, they're there. Yeah, you eat them sometimes. They're better toasted, but then also they're just not that good. When you eat them on their own, they just taste like cardboard. It's like this whatever. I feel like I'm eating cardboard every time I eat a Pop-Tart. It's been a while. But like the last time I had one, I was like, what am I eating here? Because this does not please my taste buds. But I think just overall we should acknowledge the fact that Pop-Tarts are not good and start treating them as so, and just be more upfront about the fact that we can't pretend like it's a good thing.
You open up the Pop-Tart.
Pop-Tarts. I like the cardboardiness. I think it's part of
Peel, 100%. Yeah. The Swana's over here opening the Pop-Tart, right? Before she eats it, she points at it. You're not good. I'm not eating you because you're good. You're bad. You're very bad. That Pop-Tart. And then she pops it in her mouth. And then she starts eating it. When was the last time you had a Pop-Tart, Swana?
Okay, I remember like a few months ago, my sister had this like box in her room, and I was like sitting in there, and I was like, this was gonna be my next point too. I was like, I had to force myself to eat it just to try it because I hadn't had one in a while. It's like just to see what this tastes like. I know it's gonna be bad. I'm not gonna pretend it's good, but I'm just gonna taste it for the sake of tasting it, so that I know I can confirm the fact that Pop-Tarts are bad.
Okay. All right. Sounds like a very specific torture method for Swana.
Not being forced to feed me Pop-Tarts.
Right.
That's how you do it.
No, yeah, as you're eating, you're like, I'm not eating it because it's good, by the way. It's like you put it in front of me. Eki told me to eat. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Is there anyone else wants to add more to this, or you guys feel like we're done here?
I think I'm good.
Okay. All right.
He's kind of a short-lived.
Yeah, it was short. You have another one, or was that the only one you had for today?
That's all I got for today. So
No, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Final thoughts, if there are final thoughts on this. Okay, I'll take that as a no. I'll take that as a no.
Summarize what I said previously, so it's fine.
Okay. All right. Okay. Since we leave the guest hot take for last, I guess I'll go next. Okay. My hot take is not food related, but this is something I'm very passionate about. Okay. I believe that if you go as a tourist to another country, that it is not unethical to pay a higher price for goods in that country, to pay the tourist price. I believe you should pay the higher price.
okay.
You guys disagree?
Yeah, me thoughts. I think that I agree, but I want to hear your backing too.
I want to hear their immediate thoughts as well. Do you guys agree, disagree?
I want to hear more elaboration before I take a stance. I don't know how I feel yet.
All right.
For me, I think it's like it should be like a tourist cost, like on the like a flat rate instead of like a tax.
I'm not saying that. That's different. I don't want it to go towards the government. Okay, I wanted to go towards the people that are charging these people. Yes. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna go my spiel. Okay. Look. So when you're going touristing, you're basically going to sightsee people and their locations. Okay. The least you can do is pay them for the kind of objectification that you're doing to their culture and the people there. Like imagine you're living off of 70 or 100 rupees a day, in India, and then some girl in her Lululemon leggings, okay, and her blouse top is coming here trying to haggle over some Indian street food. Let it go. It is not that deep. Just pay the tourist price and go along with your day, okay? You don't go to tour a country to save money. You go tour to have some fun, okay? And part of the price of having fun is to pay the people that are there have to deal with your annoyingness, okay, and your obnoxiousness. So yes.
So I think it depends on the kind of tourism because there's that kind of tourist, and then there's also people who live in the country for a month or something, so they're buying groceries and they're cooking or whatever. And there's backpackers who don't have any money.
Right.
So it really depends on the kind of tourist.
That's fair. That's fair.
do you also think it depends on like the item that you're buying? Because like I've seen videos of like people going to like different like especially like third world countries, and then the people will that are selling are like automatically saying higher prices because they look like a tourist. And then the tourist person gets all angry. But like I think like if you're selling like the tourist should also, I feel some sort of sympathy for the tourists because like I don't know, I think they should also be able to have a good experience there and like not be treated as an outsider, like privileged in that way or something. Like I think it plays into like stereotypes. Like not everyone who is a oh my god, I almost said terrorist. Tourist.
Very different.
Yeah, not everyone who like tours the country is like privileged or like stuff like that. So like maybe if the good is like actually I don't know yet, but like maybe if it's something that they put a lot of effort into creating and I don't know, it would be like a good memento, then the price could be upcharged or something. I don't know. But if you're like buying a juice, I don't think it needs to be upcharged.
If you're living paycheck to paycheck, what the hell are you doing traveling to India? Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay.
People who are going to India, traveling there, are the people who can afford it. Like even like the example that Ella showed about backpacking there for 30 days. That's a challenge people put on themselves, right? If they're like legitimately financially limited, that they would just do this challenge like without as a challenge, you just be there living their life back in America. Like wouldn't you guys agree?
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I definitely agree that like you have to be financially comfortable to be able to travel.
Yeah.
But well, I don't know.
People like save up their entire lives for one trip or something, and they have like just enough to barely afford that one trip. It's like the kinds of things that people spend their money on. Like maybe they chose to not buy a house and instead go to India. Like that's a bad financial decision, but it doesn't necessarily mean like they're well off. I don't know.
I get what you're saying, but like by definition, going on a trip is a luxury thing. I feel like okay, this might be a bad analogy, but the way I see it is like yachts are a luxury thing. Are we just gonna lower the price because a lot of people can't afford it? Shouldn't we like set a standard for a luxury thing you want to experience?
Okay, okay, sure, but like I don't know, like if you're like buying everyday items, right, in like these places that you're traveling to, because like if you're traveling, it's inherently going to be expensive, and you have to spend a lot of money in like other things. So if you're wanting like when you go out into the town, I don't know. I feel like okay, wait, I initially said I agree though. I feel like I need to think more before I
Okay, that's fair.
give me a second.
I don't know. I think this is why I said I prefer like a flat rate, like so you don't feel actively discriminated against. Like you pay like a certain amount, like for the number of days you're staying, and that money like distributed to the people who are like contributing to the tourism industry in that area.
Like a tourism subscription.
Kind of like if you go to a place like Venice, you have to pay a certain amount like per day to be in the city because it's such a big tourist destination.
Mhm.
So like something like that, maybe.
I see. You know what I'm imagining is that okay, let's say you pay a certain amount for a card, right? And like you swipe the card at like vendors, and then the vendors get a portion of like the flat rate that you paid, and then it gets distributed. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. Like that way you don't feel like they're discriminating against you as they like charge you higher prices, but like they're still getting compensated. I don't know.
That
I
was,
feel like it makes for a better experience.
yeah, it would definitely. As long as all the vendors have like like a cash app or like the thing where you swipe the card, because I know there's not a lot of stands, like especially if you're going to countries like India or like you're going to Morocco, they're not gonna have a lot of those things. So as long as that's accessible, I think that's a good alternative. Yeah. I also think that in tourism culture, that when they're visiting other countries, that I see more commonly now that people are expecting the other culture to accommodate for the tourists instead of trying to respect their culture, like overall. Do you guys kind of see that trend happening?
It's just like that kind of thing is more publicized.
That's fair. That's true.
Yeah. Wait, do you have like a specific example in mind or something?
Yes, I am so glad you asked. Okay, right. So there was this. Okay, I'm not saying I fully agree or fully disagree with what happened, but I was hearing about the story about there was a African American woman that was visiting Japan. Yeah, I think it was Japan, right? And she doesn't know Japanese, right? And like and stuff like that in the culture. So like she walked into like ramen store, right, to order some ramen. And then while she was there to order some ramen, before she sat down, right, like they could tell she couldn't like speak Japanese. She's like, "Sorry, we can't serve you. We don't want to like deal with tourists," right? And then she got really mad about that, about how dare they not serve me? You know, how dare they not, incorporate me into this part of the culture? And yeah, it's like, what are your first impressions like about that story?
Best example of like someone like not being accommodated. I think I don't know. What I imagine, I imagine like people who can't speak the language and then like refuse to even like try to figure anything out. But it seems like she just like walked in and they like looked at her and were like, "We don't want to deal with tourists."
Okay, well, I think I'm misrepresenting it. I think it was a little bit more polite than I was saying. Like it was like the moment she walked in, she peeked her head through. It was like no, no, and they pushed her out of the way. I don't think that's what happened, but I think it's like it's something similar to that thing happened. I think like the main thing of the story of like she was denied service because like this store had like negative experiences with tourists before, and they don't really. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. It was that Japan is like a really like it's just this it's like they have a culture of like they want to get things right, right? And they don't want to feel the embarrassment of like not getting the order correct, or like the English translating in the Japanese, or like them not ordering the right thing, something like that, right? And I was like, they didn't want to go through that, right? That's why they don't want to serve the tourist, that type of thing.
Mhm. Mm. I think in like those situations, like we should just remember it should be like a basic human thing to like be cordial with people, even if they're like outside of your culture. But I don't think like in that situation, like I feel like it would be just like outright discriminatory to like charge higher. I think it should just be like a basic understanding that like you should probably tip more if the waiters made like an effort to like take time to explain stuff to you.
I'm not saying that they should charge more in that situation specifically. I was just saying like I think that I don't think it's that insane for the vendor to deny service to the tourist that's coming in.
Um,
I think if that's gonna happen, like I would appreciate it if there was a sign of some sort, just because it's like it kind of sucks to be
Right.
really hungry and tired, and then you go in and they're like, "No."
That's
yeah,
true. That's true.
that's true.
I feel like there are like when you go to tourist countries, like I feel like Japan is a relatively tourist country. They have a lot of places there that are for tourists, right? And compared to like the traditional like people who spend like their day-to-day life in Japan, right? They're gonna have shops for that. But yeah, it's like going into like a Korean. Okay, the way I kind of see it is like you go into a Korean spa, and he's like, wait, why isn't everybody not wearing as much clothes as I want them to be wearing clothes? Is that type of thing? It's like it's a horrible analogy, right? It's just like they're not used to the culture in here, and right, and they don't want to deal with the people that. It's like, okay, what I'm trying to articulate here is that let's say there's a lot of Americans that come to other culture and they're just appalled at how un-Americanized it is, and be like they want it to be more Americanized. There's a lot of stores that don't want to deal with that. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, yeah. And like the stores that do want to accommodate that, yeah, you're right. They should put a sign up, and tell them, because I mean, that kind of sucks. You just have nowhere to eat. You just starve on your trip to Japan. Yeah. Hmm. What do you
So
think?
do you think it could be? Oh, sorry. Never mind. Well,
Okay, you can say your thing first.
I was just gonna say, it could be a slippery slope for like immigrants to those kinds of countries.
That's true. That's true as well. Wow. Yeah. Huh. I'll have to think about that. Give me a second.
You'll give your opinion on English things.
Okay. Okay, I don't know, there's a lot to address here. I'm kind of conflicted on like a lot here. So I guess like starting with like the thing of like giving like business with tourists and stuff. I think so. Well, after taking, elements of intercultural communication, after learning all that stuff about it, it's like there's kind of like this, like I know, after learning about it, it's like you should make an effort to like actually like be a competent communicator with people, even if they're like from outside your culture, even if it like is a tourist. So like from that standpoint, like maybe it wouldn't be like such a great thing for like businesses to just like shun tourists. But then also I can't fault like host cultures for wanting to like not deal with tourists. 'Cause honestly, tourists can be annoying sometimes. That like overall they can get like a bad rap and stuff. So like it makes sense why they would want to do that. So I don't really know how I feel about that part. But then going back to kind of like the original like hot take that we like branched off of from and stuff, I think it is like important to like make that this distinction of like what kind of tourism you're talking about and like where. Because like when you first brought this up, the first thing that popped into my head was when I was back at the gift shop in Knott's Berry Farm, overpaying for like three different things. So it's like if you think about it like from the standpoint of like going, I guess like also just like in the United States, I'm a little biased on that, just like going to other states, and I'm like, because technically you're a tourist there, you going for that trip, you're still like a tourist, so that's its own kind of tourism, because like you go to like gift shops and stuff that are like made for this too, and then they just have like ridiculous prices anyway. So it's like as a tourist you don't really want to be paying all that. And then like kind of like branching off of that, I feel I agree with like in a conceptual way that like it like if you go to places like a different country and it's like relatively poorer, I guess, and then like they have like high prices, and like don't try to haggle, just like pay the price. But then practically at the same time, even if, like you mentioned, going on like trips and stuff, that's a luxury, that you're not wrong with that. But then also traveling trips themselves are expensive. So then having to like pay just like a little extra for stuff when you're already paying all this other money for like where you're staying, food, like transportation and all that, just like having to pay that extra bit gets frustrating too. It's like from that way, maybe it shouldn't be applied, because then like you're just making people pay extra money for a trip that's already costing them a lot.
I have ice in my mouth. I'm sorry. You guys go ahead.
It just got really silent after that. That's my bad, guys.
No, I think that helps like get my thoughts in line with like everything we've talked about so far. I think Ella brought up a really good point earlier about the immigrants thing that Big Nash was like gonna think about more. But yeah, I think like that's an important thing to consider too. Of like I don't know, I get how it can be really like ostracizing as an immigrant to like consistently be considered an outsider even in a place where you're like living. Um but yeah, I don't know at what point like I don't know. I don't I'll keep thinking again.
Well, okay. As I thought more about what Hella said about like tourism versus like immigrant, I feel like it can be really easy to have like identification if you're a tourist. If you're coming there for tourism, to have like a card to show that you're just there for a week or something, to show that you're a tourist rather than an immigrant. That might be a little bit more choppy, but I think that may provide a good alternative to keep this sort of, culture going and like accommodating for everybody, except for the tourists, I guess. But yeah. Okay, Swada, would you agree?
That's why. Oh,
No, go ahead.
that's why I support the flat rate. So like you pay extra for your hotels, and you pay just like money to be in the city, and then the government or something like distributes that money in stipends to like the people who are actually vendors in that area.
See, that would be great if the government actually did that. I don't think the government.
In an ideal world where the government is responsible with its money.
Yeah, I think it's going straight to the military, maybe. So, it is unfortunate though. It's like, how is it that it's the hotels and all these things you book, the conglomerates that get most of the tourist money, like when it's actually the people that are providing the cultural experience there. I just find it so ironic. But yeah.
That's a good point.
Okay, but Swada, would you disagree that it's just normal and it's for gift shops just to be upcharged? I feel like it's just to be a normal thing. You're going there to have a good time. You can choose not to get stuff at a good shop.
Didn't be like that because like I wanna because like I have a collection of like playing cards and stuff that I like everywhere I go on like a trip and stuff. I always try to like find a deck to like buy just for fun. And honestly, okay, some of them have like been reasonably priced, but like also just to kind of that experience if you're going somewhere and you want to get like something to remember it by, right? Like souvenirs, that's the whole point. But then like the fact that it's just so normal to like pay so much, and it's like when I do like that kind of shopping, like I have it internalized, like I have that mind, so it's like, yeah, I know I'm overpaying for this. I've kind of accepted it just because I really just want this thing to remember it by. I feel like it shouldn't be like that in general though. Like like that's how gift shops make money and like tourism and all that and stuff. But like at the same time, it seems unnecessary. So maybe just maybe we could lower the prices a little bit, guys.
Like, I wish everything could be lowered price, but like some things you have to like, yeah, like I wish eggs were lower price. No, there's like gold bricks now. But like it's just like that type of thing. I feel like gift shops out of all the things should be something where it's like for prices to be higher. So this is not a necessity, right? Like,
Yeah.
Can't we speak from the perspective of tourists because Arizona isn't a tourist destination, so we don't have to.
I mean, people come here for the Grand Canyon. I don't know why, but they come here for the Grand Canyon. So
But they don't come to like the area we live in for the. And so I don't know. Maybe if you should like invite someone who lives in a tourist country to provide their opinion.
I think of a different perspective as Indian people, because I swear each one of us has had an uncle come over from India and stay at our house for a little bit and then ask us to drive to the Grand Canyon or something, right? Right, guys? No? Okay, needs
My grandparents. Yeah.
I haven't had any like relatives visit, so I carry on.
But I think that's also a different experience, because if it's a relative that's coming and it's different than just like a tourist that doesn't like really care. So yeah. I think this is a very nuanced topic that I try to make black and white, which shouldn't be black and white. It says a lot of layers to it, as most things, 100% of things are. So that's great, guys. All right. Is there anything more you guys want to add on to this? Okay. All right. I guess it's time for final thoughts. You want to go for first thing, huh?
Sure. Final thoughts. I think like a really important concern was brought up. Like like what you said. Like I don't understand why, like the hotels and the gift shops and these like entities are getting all the money from the tourists when like the authentic experience is like elsewhere. And I like the solution that we talked about too, but I don't know, it's quite idealistic.
Yes. All right. What about you, Swada?
I don't really have a firm stance on this, I guess. There's just too much nuance. But I agree with everything Sneha just said, so let's piggyback off that.
Okay. All right. What about you, Ella?
Yeah, like I said, like in an ideal world, I think you could like pay extra to the government. They would distribute it, but it's not an ideal world. I don't know.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with you guys. I still do think that, and not just gift shops. I'm not talking about just gift shops, whatever. But just like the tourist experience in general should in general just be more pricey. If all tourist places were more pricey, eventually it'll come back to the place that you're touring from, right? I think it cancels out. But yeah, I do think it makes sense. Yeah, that's right, grammar. Yeah, I do think it makes sense to do something like that. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Now for the final and last hot take of the episode. What do you got for us, Ella?
This is kind of silly, but I think that cockroaches are overhated.
Okay.
Oh, like I don't think we hate like flies with the same vitriol that we hate cockroaches.
Okay. First impressions, guys.
I hate cockroaches. Agree.
I am going. Look,
your point here, but
it's not like I love cockroaches, like they're my best friend, but I do feel like a little sympathy for them. It's like they're just trying to, they're just trying to live day to day. It's like I feel like I'm rooting for the underdog. So yeah. Want to go to your spiel? Hello?
Well, first of all, I think a little bit of people's hatred towards cockroaches like has to do with classism, maybe because they're associated with like poorer areas and like hotels and whatever, and like in Korea they're associated with like they're called the anjias, like half-basement homes, like are associated with cockroaches. So I think there's that, but like also I don't know, there's like I have flies in my house sometimes. You got mosquitoes, like, and then in Arizona specifically, you get scorpions. But everyone seems to hate cockroaches so much more, even though like they're relatively harmless compared to mosquitoes and scorpions. And also, they're cool. Like they can walk around without their heads. It's that's so cool.
Yeah, I wish I could do that. Come on, guy. Said everybody. No, like even though I initially agree with your point, you do have to provide a counterpoint. It's like if you're having a chill day, the moment you see a cockroach crawl across your desk, your day is not going to be better. It's going to be a lot worse, probably. So yeah, wouldn't you
I
agree?
think they're overhated. It's not that they're not like that people don't have reason to dislike them, but that people disproportionately dislike them compared to other bugs that come into our
You're
houses.
discriminated against cockroaches. What do you guys think?
I don't know if you guys have ever had like a cockroach infestation before, but I have. You have?
Yes, Germany
Okay.
cockroaches.
Yes. No, I used to live in an apartment here, and like I think like part of it is like I don't know if they reproduce at a rapid rate, but it feels like they do, and like the mini cockroaches are like everywhere during an infestation, and it's just awful. So I think that's part of my hatred towards them is like a large part of my life was living in what word it is symbiosis. I don't know, living amongst the cockroaches, and me personally, like I don't know, I just don't like bugs in general, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. I wanted to add, I have such a strong bias on this because I have such a big fear of bugs. Like, if there's one thing in this world that I hate and I'm scared of, it's bugs. Like heights, the ocean, I can handle, but bugs, they're not it. But
What about
anyway,
Pop-Tarts?
like, I feel like maybe, real second.
Okay, all right.
So that already is kind of a bias. But then beyond that, I think, like, I think the hate is justified, like, even compared to, like, other animals and stuff. I guess the reason why people hate them disproportionately compared to, like ants or, like, flies or mosquitoes and stuff is, like, at least, so, like, flies, not only are they small, they're pretty much harmless, they're just annoying, because, like, they buzz around you and stuff. So then there's that. And then when it comes to mosquitoes, yeah, they're like sucking your blood and like causing you to get bites and stuff. But then also because they're smaller, we just like he kind of gets diminished, I think, size wise. But then when it comes to cockroaches, even though they might be relatively harmless at the same. I don't know. I feel like I read somewhere once that they like to eat on like dead flesh. But anyways, I think it's because they're like big and noticeable. That's what that kind of like increases the fear, because like with any kind of like big bug, like if you see like a big spider and stuff, you're probably gonna get more freaked out about it as compared to like a fly or like a mosquito. Because like, so I feel like size and like appearance also plays a role into why it gets hated so much. Because like cockroaches, they look disgusting too. Like I don't like the way they look. They're so creepy with their little legs and stuff. It's like actually for the last week or so, because the weather has been warming up, we've been seeing a lot more cockroaches in our house. And then like every day I would like wake up and then go outside in the living room and see like a new cockroach just flipped over. Either it was alive, spurring its little legs, or if it was just dead. And it's like, I don't want to look at that. That's ew. Because it's like, it's big, it's noticeable. You see them more. So that you end up hating them more.
Oh god. So the same way like H&M gets a new set of clothes, you see a new cockroach on your counter every day. That's just what I'm imagining. Oh. That's true. I think in general all bugs are disproportionately hated. Wouldn't you, Fiala?
Yeah, I think I don't know why human brains are like hardwired to find bugs creepy when like technically bugs are not as dangerous to us as say a tiger, which we find adorable.
Mike Tyson. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know why our brains are hardwired, but like I understand that bugs can be freaky, and I also like get freaked out by bugs, but I think that like it's kind of disproportionate is what I'm saying. So like I'm not saying they should be like loved and we should be like, oh yes, cockroaches under our house, how wonderful. But I do think that like they're hated a bit more than is warranted.
You know, what is it?
Can I say my thing real quick?
Oh yes, go ahead.
You go ahead if you're. No, I was just gonna add, like, I think another like part of the reason why they're so hated, is also just like at least like compared to like scorpions and stuff. That's kind of like they're not everywhere, you know. Like we get them a lot because we're in Arizona. But then with cockroaches, you're gonna find them on every continent, every country, basically, and like especially like in America, like it's just so widespread. Why not? Like cockroach infestations are just that thing that like a lot of people have dealt with as like compared to like other stuff. So then that also contributes to them getting a lot more hate. This is just like common.
I think that's fair.
Or exposure.
Exposure.
Have you
That
guys
makes
heard
sense.
that cockroaches, like when they see other like cockroaches, dead corpses, that they cannibalize just so they can have some food?
I think a lot of bugs do that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They're just resourceful. Okay, you can't blame them for that. So.
Okay, wait. Then can I add that spiders are overhated because
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
100% agree. Yes.
Okay.
And
I'm not sure you disagree.
during the year, Ella, that you think spiders are cute or like they're your favorite animal or something.
They're my favorite bug. I think they're really cute. I think they can be.
Look, can someone stream a picture of a jumping spider? I think that'll change Sneha's mind.
Jumping spiders are really adorable.
Yeah, I love it gold. I don't know if I can.
I can't share really because I know there's something.
Okay.
I think I can agree that maybe cockroaches do deserve their hate after like Spada's point about how they're widespread and that leads to them being hated more than like scorpions, which is a less universal experience. But I think spiders, like we don't
Spiders are your homies. Spiders are there for you through thick and thin.
Okay, I agree with the spider thing. Just okay, I don't like spiders because I still like bugs. But then like putting my bias aside, overall a lot more spiders. Like spiders are helpful. Like there are a lot of species that actually like do stuff that help us. They also like eat other bugs and stuff, so that's great. There's only like a few like poisonous, venomous ones, but like aside from that, overall spiders serve their hate.
You know that big tarantulas keep little frogs as pets, and like the frog, like I don't know, it eats bugs or something, and it like keeps the spider's nest clean, and then the spider protects it from predators.
Really? Oh,
Wow.
nice.
Does a cockroach also keep a pet frog? Or
No, I don't think so.
that's unfortunate.
I searched it up actually. Like, are cockroaches dangerous? This just adds to more reasons why they deserve their hate, honestly. Hopefully. Disease is the most expensive thing apparently. And then also, it says, while not their main purpose, cockroaches have been known to bite humans, especially if there's a large infestation and limited food resources. So like also they can just be a health hazard. So that's why they get that hate as well.
Stan, have you ever been bitten by a cockroach? You had a cockroach infestation before, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I've been bitten.
I think it's very rare for you to get bitten by a cockroach. I think you'd have to be
Yeah.
dead for you to be bitten by a cockroach.
Actually,
Yeah.
okay, so the thing is, going back to this like universal experience, I guess, of living in an apartment with a cockroach infestation. I think my mom got bitten like once or twice with the span of a
You
week.
got a cockroach with rabies or something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I've been convinced. I still probably will not like hate cockroaches, but I think I'm understanding other people's reasons, but I still think spiders are misunderstood.
Are you saying that we're putting it into perspective, Ella, for you?
No.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
I had to put it in there once, okay? This- I think there's something endearing about seeing a cockroach with his cockroach family just like wandering around your house. Is it not?
But you guys are acting like if you see a cockroach, you're not gonna go and kill it. Like,
Look, I'll let it live for a minute. Okay, you guys wouldn't even do that. I'll like
I don't kill the bugs in my house. You guys like to make a cup, and I like put the cup around it, and I put it in my backyard.
I did that once for a cricket, and it felt like a rescue mission. Okay, the entire time it was jumping all over the place. Oh, I would not do again. But yeah,
I think it's always good to
I
have.
can't relate to this. Or go ahead, Steha. I was just gonna say, no, I can't relate because I just scream every time I see a bug and like run away. So you guys are on your own with this rescue mission stuff. Go ahead, Sneha.
No, I was just gonna say it's always good to have a person who's not scared of bugs, like on hand. But
yeah, just give him a
yeah.
call.
I am scared of bugs. Like I'm still scared of them. I just also like them.
I don't know. Okay, I don't hate cockroaches comparatively, but the reason for that is because they're easier to kill, I think, like thinking about it more. Because they exist on like the same plane as you, right? But like spiders, they like levitate or like not levitate, they like do the webs, and then moths they fly around. So like they're like really annoying.
Yes, of course. Oh,
I was saying, please imagine stable like the standoff with a spider and it like starts flying. Or that's just the image.
with great power comes great responsibility. Yes.
Also, I had a good experience with cockroaches when I was younger, because like I had a sleepover at the zoo for a Girl Scout thing, and they like brought out a cockroach, and they like let you hold it into your hand, and it like it was a Madagascar horned cockroach. So it's different from the ones they get, but it had like little bumps on its head, and it was kind of cute. So
Oh yeah. I could get behind controlled experiences like that, but
But not in the wild. Not in the wild. Eyes. Oh, that was a good scene. I think yeah. The more I think about it, our relationship with bugs, it's either that we find it disgusting or we're afraid of it. Nothing. It's either one of the two. When people don't find scorpions disgusting, but they are scared of them. They are really scared of them. I don't think there's not many people who find spiders disgusting. There's like scared of them, of course. But who's scared of a cockroach? What is a cockroach gonna do to you? Like, is it gonna like steal your money or something? Like, is you just find it disgusting?
I think okay, anytime I see any kind of like I don't discriminate in my hate for bugs, okay? No matter what size, form you are, You have those little lettuce seeds are crawling. No, thank you. I'm not. Yeah, I'm scared. That's all it is.
Okay. Your hate is equal. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Wait, you know, okay. But you guys don't agree that there's like two sides of the coin. It's either hate or disgust. Like which one?
I think fear is an aspect. Like if you put a person under a brain scan and then expose them to a bug, I think their amygdala would be activated for sure. Not Timbrian.
Oh yeah, that's what. Yeah, fear, not hate and disgust. Fear and disgust are like two ends. Yeah.
You know, there's like the rim of the coin, which is affection.
Yes. How much oxytocin is released after?
I have a physical depiction of
A cockroach? Oh, okay.
I can take one if you want.
Yeah, the one that's laying on the back. You know, the new one on your counter. Please show us.
Got a stuffed animal of a cockroach. Really?
Really? You gotta show us.
sort of look away because it's okay. I've already dad
Got it for me because like
Oh my god.
Yeah.
it's so realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you gotta show your elephant plushie. Sneha. Yes.
It's not. It's just this like houses were limited full time. We're just use all these
Heaving. Well, okay, that's
also as a spider, I just
Would you get a plushie of a scorpion?
yeah, probably.
Okay. Honestly, I'll get a plushie of anything. I don't think that's a relevant question. So.
Yeah, I don't like the realistic plushie as much. Like this one was mostly a joke gift.
Oh gosh, yeah, that makes sense. Are we largely on the same page then as we started? Like, has our opinions shifted? Anyway.
I mean, I think we're all like very different in terms of our personal stances towards bugs, but like I can see other people's perspectives.
But you're still killing that cockroach when you see it on your desk.
I am,
Okay.
or running away and getting someone else to do.
Okay. Speaking of that, what's your preferred killing method for bugs?
Like, for me, it's squashing with like a large surface. Like,
Do you do it with your textbooks? What are you doing it with? Large flat surface.
yeah, probably that.
That's crazy. So there's a possibility that one of the textbooks I use, you used to kill a cockroach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
What about you, Swana? What's your preferred killing method?
Get another person to do it. But then, okay, that's not because sometimes I do have to deal with it myself. Well, okay, either if I can't get someone else to do it, avoidance. That's the biggest thing. And then if I can't get around it, I always try to use like because I don't want to touch it. I don't want to be near it. I use like the biggest like I use like a paper towel, I guess, or like some kind of tissue, and then I like scoop it up and squish it as fast as I can, so I don't have to like be near it or interact any more than necessary.
There was this phase when I was young, so I was like, sometimes I would stay up, right? And I'll go downstairs and I'll turn the lights, and then I'd see a scorpion like on the wall or on the floor, and then it would be a game for me. But based on how many shoes are in the garage, I take a shoe and I would spend like 2 minutes hyping up to throw it at this force feed, and they completely made it. One time I almost broke a window, and the scorpion was on the floor. Sometimes when it's near it, right, and I smack it, and it doesn't even budge. It doesn't even take any damage. Oh my god. And then when I go back to the garage and take a shoe, it just disappears. It is so, yeah.
Wow.
I haven't encountered a scorpion recently, so I wouldn't know what I would do now. But I guess time will tell. Yeah. Okay, we'll end this off with this. I want you guys to rank these 5 bugs, okay, based on most hated to least hated. Okay, we had scorpions, we had cockroaches, we had spiders. What else? Centipedes, and let's do after centipedes, crickets. Okay, out of those 5, give me your top 5 ranking.
Like my personal ranking?
Yes.
Okay. Personally, I love spiders. I also really like. Well, okay, I like millipedes, but I feel like them and centipedes are like they like kind of buddies. But like centipedes are poisonous. But that would be second.
Okay.
And then after that would be cockroaches because I gotta like rep my cockroaches.
Yeah, rep your mascot. Yes.
And then after that would be wait, well, what are the other two? Scorpions and something else?
Crickets.
Oh, okay. After that it would be scorpions and then crickets.
Okay. All right. What about you guys?
I think for me, I would probably put like cockroaches on the top as like favorite because they're the easiest to kill. They don't even jump that much, you know. And that would be crickets because then they jump more and they're a little bit more elusive, I think. And then I would put spiders, scorpions, and then centipedes because centipedes are too crawly for me, like too many legs. I can't.
All right. What about you, Swara?
Okay, wait. So this is like hate, right? Hate levels.
Yeah, so
Okay.
most
I can't.
least hated to most hated.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, can I put all of them in the number 1 spot for most hated?
That's
Like,
crazy.
okay. If I had to rank them, if I have to, number 1 would be centipedes because they're so creepy looking with parts of legs. But that's so gross. And then second would be cockroaches because they deserve the hate. And then third would be crickets. And then fourth would be scorpions and spiders.
Okay.
First hated.
I agree with you, Swada. Centipedes, I feel like they're chihuahuas reincarnated as a bug. Like they're there to cause you trouble. If you look at a centipede, one of you is gonna die. You don't know what it's gonna be, but one of you is gonna die. All right.
Yeah.
And then the centipede is most hated, and then after that, I think it's going to be scorpions. Who wants to be stung by a scorpion? Who on their right mind is having a good day? Maybe they're watching the Minecraft movie. And it's like, I want to get stung by a scorpion today. That's not okay. Okay, scorpion. Okay, then crickets. Okay, because I was giving this cricket so much grace. I was trying to save its life. It was causing me so much trouble. I had to cycle through 3 Tupperware boxes just so I can save this one cricket, ungrateful cricket.
I think you're doing it wrong. I'm
That's fair.
successful at my bug saving ending.
You know what? Swada said. Just call someone up. I'll just call Ella up next time I need to rescue a cricket. I think that's what I need to do. But yeah, after crickets, it's going to be cockroaches, and then spiders. I think cockroaches and crickets are kind of tied, and spiders are my like most liked bug. Yes. All right. Okay. I think that's a great note to end off, guys. I think some final thoughts put into a little top 5 rankings. Yeah. We're talking. Yeah. First time when I'm talking about bugs, I'm talking about coding. I've been coding for the past 6 months. So yeah. Okay. But yeah. Thank you so much for coming on with us, Ella. It was so much fun to have you on here. And yeah, maybe in the far future or like in college, we can have you on again. But yeah, thank you so much. And thank you for your lovely hot take as well. This is going to get me thinking. When I'm at bed, maybe the next time I see a cockroach, it's like, yeah, do I really hate this guy? But yeah, yes. All right. Time for our outro, which I don't think we ever really specialize. But yeah, thank you for letting us. Come on.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. We do one more time.
Okay. Thank you for letting us
Put
It
perspective. Okay.
we got it.
Bye, guys.